for the way my heart is beating. I'm gonna need a right foot to help control my breathing. Communicating with faces like I can hear it speaking.
In the bottom left, we have our Protoss player. He is
LGIM YongHwa.
YongHwa, actually Korean word for movie.
Well, his name is YongHwa. The movie is YongHwa. Like, it's a little bit different. I actually thought his name was made after movie as well, but it's actually his real Korean first name, YongHwa versus YongHwa.
False trivia here at the
False
GSL.
trivia.
Sorry, over here in the upper right we have
SK Telecom T1.
See,
I'll tell you why I know this is actually the first time I casted him, like, almost 2 years ago. I said that and somebody tweeted at me and I looked up his name and I was like, oh, it's YongHwa, not YongHwa. Like, it's hard to...
that's so funny. Well, yeah, with the English
In the
spelling.
English, you can't
letters,
tell.
there's no way you'd know.
Exactly.
Okay, that's so funny. And see, I thought I was, like, so cool and smart. Hi, guys.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Now, yeah, I thought I was, like, so cool and smart when I said that, but I'm, like, wrong.
I didn't mean to tear you down, Tasis.
You can't do that. You know, I'm a really sensitive guy. You know.
This same thing happened to me once.
Well, you know, again, cross spots on this map. It's going to be a very long distance for Protoss to get to the Zerg, and there's a lot of ways Zerg can counterattack here.
Yeah. Cross spawn's great for Sue. He's going to be very happy with this. He chose the map. He wants to play the late game here. He redirects his second Overlord just to make sure he's not being cannoned. I like that choice. On a 4-player map like this, your Overlord's going to take a while anyways. Just leave it there for a second. Get the extra mining with your drone so you don't have to check there.
There's so much strategy with Overlord placement in StarCraft, you know? There's so many different ways you can send them and then, you know, spot for different things.
Wow, is he going to go? He's going double hatchery before pool.
All right,
good choice
being a little greedy here.
You know, on this map, you can get away with this a lot, and we've also seen YongHwa skip scouting. So if he doesn't know about
That's
this,
a good
it's
point.
hard to punish.
YongHwa it's not likely that he's going to send out a scout because that's just not the way he plays. Now, I personally always scout.
Yeah, same. I mean,
I can't play these blind builds. I've tried them before, but it just doesn't work out when I do.
You know, when you play on the ladder, usually you want to just play safe.
That's true. I
generally.
actually grind, you know, on ladder rather than custom games, so that might be why as well. Where I guess if you like know your opponent, you're like, no, he's not going to cheese me.
Yeah, when you play on the ladder against somebody you don't know, especially a barcode, as we all end up hitting barcodes every time we play, you just want to play safe. So that's just a different experience overall.
Nexus now coming down here along with the Mothership Core being started. Spawning pool finally on the way here for Sue.
Pool finishing up here as well. And this is a great opening for Sue. He doesn't really scout either except with his Overlord, so he doesn't know what the Protoss is doing, but he took a risk, and boy did it pay off because nothing bad is happening to him. He's getting everything he needs. His Queen's coming out now, getting so much extra larva, so much extra economy going to hit at that third base. He is going to explode in a second.
Stargate first, probably have 2 more gateways after that. So while we wait for the Stargate to finish, because then we're going to see what's really going on here for the Protoss. You said when you were in elementary school, you played Star Fox 64?
Yeah, Star Fox 64, Super Mario 64.
Oh, that game is amazing.
Mischief Makers I played.
What is that?
It's an N64 game that's kind of like puzzle game oriented, but it's also a platformer. It's really creative game. I like it a lot. GoldenEye 007.
Oh, that game's sick. But you know you can't play that now. You tried playing it again?
It's terrible.
It's like not playable. It's actually really sad because like you had to have like been there.
Yeah.
When GoldenEye was out on Nintendo 64 and experienced the epicness of it, which it was.
It was epic, man.
That like changed everything.
I recently tried to play it on my computer, and I had some problems. But in Half-Life 2, there was a Half-Life 2 mod that had like all the guns looking the same, and you could aim with your mouse. You could play it on your computer, and the maps are all the same. I played that for a while. It was pretty fun.
You know, it's so funny because normally when you have a game company buy the rights to something like, okay, we're going to make the game version of GoldenEye, the movie.
Yeah.
You think that this is going to suck.
Exactly.
You know, I mean,
that's because Rare was so good back then, man. Rare was good. Did you ever play Perfect Dark? Perfect Dark was pretty sick, too. I don't play it very briefly. Didn't Rare make Turok as well? I don't know about Turok. They made Banjo-Kazooie, which was a sick game for N64, too.
They made Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Banjo-Kazooie's great.
What else did they make? They also made that other Star Fox game that a lot of people don't like, Star Fox Adventures. I like that game. It's not like normal Star Fox, but it's not like Zelda. But it was a fun game.
You played the original Star Fox?
Yeah, the Super Nintendo one.
SNES one?
Yeah, definitely.
I was so angry as a kid because I had a Genesis. And I saw Star Fox come out, and I was like, "Ow!"
Did you play like Golden Axe and all those other games?
Yeah, I played Golden Axe, and I played. Oh my God, all the Sonics, obviously.
Yeah, Sonic's so sick.
Kid Chameleon, great game.
You play that Road Rage game where you're on the motorcycle?
Yeah, Road Rage is sickness.
Did you play Heady? Dynamite Heady?
No.
That game was awesome.
I've heard of that, but I don't know.
Well, here in this game, we have a pretty quick layer with Double Forge coming out for YongHwa, by the way, which is... You don't normally see Double Forge quite like this in this matchup.
I was hoping other Phoenixes were going to come, by the way. I'm like, is he just going to hold that in the air? Delayed mining timing.
Phoenix is not doing a whole bunch of damage here, but he will grab this queen.
It's going to take a while to kill with the number of Phoenixes that he has here. Looks like the fourth one is almost about to meet up with the other three right now, and he will get this kill off now.
Oh, wow, and the second queen comes at the worst possible moment here.
Yeah. And again, he'll have to do a second lift here. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
I thought I knew the timing on that.
Yep, you're right.
So, really nice stuff so far.
And he didn't actually commit to spores at first, but now he is. 2 additional ones coming up. And you have to think of every spore caller as paying money to lose a drone, basically, because, yeah, it's going to help you defend, but you lose a drone every time you do it, and you pay money to do so. So if you force spores, that's a small victory as well.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. Is you think, well, he's got spores up. This attack's a failure. It's like, no, that spore could have been a drone mining minerals. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just paying money to lose a drone, and you have to think about it that way sometimes. The Phoenix is still just marauding around trying to find any overlords they can. The Colossus transition is on at home, and he's going to grab a third base here. Well, at least I think he is. He doesn't have 400 miles.
Looks like it, right?
There he goes.
I was like, dude, better not make us look bad.
That probe was just
Otherwise, we're
going to
say your name does mean movie.
So it's going to mean a bad movie.
Yeah. So, again, the Phoenix is just keeping the Zerg at home. And again, nice harass here. Every little worker he picks off here is a success. Now, he only went for 4 Phoenixes. Occasionally, we see the Phoenixes doing a lot more damage. We end up with more and more Phoenixes coming out, like 10 or something. Yeah. Where the Zerg can't even deal with it. They're losing so many drones. Now it's been whittled down to 3.
Yeah, remarkably, that was the first resources lost. He's lost this entire game versus 800. That was the very first.
Isn't that funny?
Died. I mean, he's so cost efficient with this.
Yeah, yeah. Another gateway wall up here.
Yeah, nice little
really, they really have to SimCity.
You really do.
Zerg. I mean, you're basically like, it's like a zombie movie where you have to like board all the windows and everything against the Zerg.
And you always got to keep fixing it when the zombies come and tear one part down. You got to repile on that.
And then you got to sneak across the street and siphon gas, so you can get the generator to keep working, right? And
you got to sneak into the convenience store and get all the food.
When you run out of shotgun shells, you got to draw straws and send somebody out. And it's always like the coward.
It's always
to come out and like.
Yeah. It's always like that, man. That's not how you choose which SCV goes to scout to.
Yeah, actually. He's like, oh. He's like, do I get to come back? He's like, nah, probably not. I need to sacrifice you to get inside the main.
Well, this attack here is looking kind of flimsy because there's no roaches. It's only Hydras, and there's 2 Colossi here. If he had the roaches with the army, it'd look a lot stronger. He needs that backbone, and he's going to wait for the roaches to actually commit. But by then, Blink is going to be done, and +2/+2 maybe, depending on how he chrono boosts here. So he's actually treading on thin water here with this aggression. YongHwa's so great at the defense, just like we saw last game, and like we talked about him, he's a great defender.
Yeah, I like the pylon placement out here. On the low ground here, he's going to get warp-ins no matter what, and they're in just a weird enough spot that they could draw some fire from Hydras in the back.
Exactly. And it also gives them a little bit of vision of where the army is exactly.
Okay, that Time Warp actually baited out there.
Yeah, the Corruptors here need to do their damage. Phoenix is even tanking a little bit. Second Time Warp here, he may capitalize on this one, decides to walk back, instead going to lose a Mothership Core.
Yep, and some nice force fields being thrown down here. The Colossi doing a ton of damage to these Roaches and Hydras in the back right now. Again, enough Corruptors out, but he needs to make sure he's targeting down the Colossi and not hitting those Phoenixes, and he's doing just that. Su is running over YongHwa. This is a maxed out push. YongHwa with half the supply. I think, Wolf, we're going to see GG shortly here.
Yeah, you're right. He waited for those roaches. He had the Corruptors. He built the ultimate Zerg ball, and he just made it into a wrecking ball, smashed that YongHwa building down.
So I guess that's what happens when you let Su get a 4th base up. Robo about to be taken down.
Just look at the mini-map. I mean, the units stream across. GG.
GG. Nicely done. Very nicely done.
He made YongHwa's fast third base looked like it was a clown on stilts, and Sue was just ready to push him over.
Yeah. You are a poet, Wolf. Wow.
It looked like a clown on stilts falling over.
Watch out, Shakespeare. Wolf's alive.
That's what it looked like in that last engagement there. Clown on stilts falling over, man.
So it's 1-1 now. We go to the rubber match here and see who's going to be.
Who's going to the winners'
Who's
match?
going to the winners? Yeah, which we'll be casting next here. Well, Sue looks like he has a more solid end game here if he's not tampered with.
Yeah. And he had a flow that game. He pressured with the Hydras at first because he also wanted to deal with the Phoenixes. Then once he had all of the tools, he needs the Roaches to tank, and he also needs the Corruptors to target those Colossi. Once he had all the tools in his toolkit, he could just stream across with that fourth base, like you said.
Yeah. Well, nicely done there by Sue. It looked for a little bit like maybe YongHwa could hold, but then if you look at the supplies, you're like, well, Zerg's got a lot of stuff. I don't know about this.
Yeah. I mean, he had the Colossi there, but he just didn't have enough backup, and his time warps did not work in his favor. They were baited. That really hurt him there.
It really did. Akalon Waste is going to be map number 3 here. This is a map where it's very easy to secure the third and not hard to secure the fourth. So this could be a good position for Sue. If it goes to late game, YongHwa might want to try mixing it up, doing some aggression early on. And the game's now loaded up. So it's going to be game number 3 here. The deciding match for our second best of 3 between YongHwa and Sue.